Okay, so continuing on my Resident Evil kick, I move on to Resident Evil 5. Which I found funny that people were accusing of racism. The fact that it was set in Africa, and they were upset that most of the zombies were African. Didn't really think that one through, did you? But, yeah, I thought that was a little interesting that they decided to say this game was being racist. But, I digress. I thought it was interesting to have a Resident Evil game take place in Africa, because Africa, love it or hate it, does have a stigma of being the birthplace of a lot of plagues and viruses. I mean, I think malaria originated from Africa, and of course Ebola. Do not quote me on any of this, by the way. I am not a health professional in the slightest. Okay? But my best educated guess, I think those two did come from Africa, and so I thought it was an interesting move to have a Resident Evil game set in Africa. So how was it? Well, I'm gonna get into it.
Time to die, Chris.
Okay, so Resident Evil 5, first off, you're getting a lot of content for whatever you paid for this. Now, physical copies are a bit on the rare side. However, this constantly goes on sale on the PlayStation Store, on Xbox Marketplace, and I think even Nintendo has this out now on it. And so, you're getting a lot of content for whatever you pay for this. Whether you pay $20 for a physical copy or $7 for a digital copy on PlayStation Store. And there is a lot. You have the main campaign, you have 2 DLC campaigns that kind of go along with it. They're only about an hour tops each. I think one of them's even less. Then you have Mercenaries mode, you have the gallery to unlock stuff. I mean, there was a lot to sink your teeth into and to take up your time. Moving on to the story. The story's okay. It's as overblown as previous stories like Revelations, Resident Evil 4. I mean, it starts off cool. You know, Chris Redfield investigating, you know, potential arms shipment happening of bioweapons in Africa. And so that was cool. But it just kind of got into that nonsensical insanity that some of the games have done in the past. Honestly, my 2 favorite stories are 2 and 3. As of right now. I like the story in 2 and 3. They feel more realistic, they feel more believable, and so 2 probably more than 3. So the story in 2 is probably the best, in my opinion. I did want to point out one thing, though, that cracked the hell out of me. That was Chris Redfield's arms. I mean, I had read somewhere that, like, they explained why his arms looked like that because he had just been working out over and over again to get ready for, like, the next time he ran into Wesker. Okay, but it looks like the guy was injecting steroids directly into his arms every 30 minutes for the past 6 years straight. Even during sleeping hours. I mean, the guy's arms are absolutely ridiculous to the point that you can't but help but laugh. And So when they announced that they were doing a new Resident Evil movie and that Robbie Amell was going to be playing Chris Redfield, I just automatically thought, is he going to try and get in shape like Chris Redfield was in Resident Evil 5? Because that'd be fucking hilarious if he tried doing that. But yeah, no, his arms were just absolutely ridiculous. I love him, but I also can't help but laugh at him every time I see him. One thing that I found odd, though, was with the campaign, you get these two DLC campaigns. Okay, one takes place in the middle of the campaign while the campaign is running concurrently. The other one is a prequel to the campaign. And for the life of me, I don't know why they wouldn't let me play that first. I couldn't play that until halfway through the game. It's like, I would like to have done this chronologically. And thinking about it, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't have been able to have played that first, simply because it doesn't really spoil anything. I mean, yeah, it reveals to you that, and keep in mind, this is kind of a mild spoiler, but the trailer spoiled this game completely, so I'm off the hook. But the only thing the DLC spoils is that Jill Valentine went missing. Alright? Possibly is dead. That is it. Okay? But no, you couldn't play it till partway through the campaign, so okay. However, the one thing that really impressed me with this game is the graphics. Now, granted, doing it chronologically, PlayStation 2, the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes were mind-blowing gorgeous. But for a PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 game, this game was really impressive on the visuals, especially with lighting. There's one thing, granted, it's an HD update, or whatever kind of update for the PlayStation 4. But seriously, there was one time that I spent 3 minutes just looking at how light was refracting off my character's arm. I mean, it was truly impressive. And I've seen games since that the lighting wasn't this good, so kudos to Capcom for really doing some impressive work on the PlayStation 3 and the 360 on lighting alone. Now, the weapons were pretty cool. Much better than the overuse of pistols in Resident Evil 4. This time, you actually get some different weapons besides pistols. You still get pistols, but you get like an actual rifle shotgun, you get a bazooka, you get assault rifles, you get a grenade launcher, you get submachine guns. I mean, there is a better variety of weapons. And some of you are thinking, well, that sounds like it's more action than horror. And yes, this game is very heavy into the action. But this series has never really been that scary to begin with, so whatever horror you were hoping for, yeah, you're definitely not going to see it here, let alone it wasn't really there with Resident Evil 4 apart from that amazing regenerator sequence. But I won't get into that again. Yeah, so the weapons were cool. Same amount of work put into them like you saw in Resident Evil 4. Not as bad as Resident Evil Revelations. And a lot of people complain about Shiva and how her AI partner used all the ammo and was useless, and honestly I disagree, because Shiva actually worked to my liking. Alright? I didn't give her ammo that I needed, I gave her ammo that she needed. Alright? She didn't take ammo from me, and so basically I did not bother with a sniper rifle whatsoever in this game, because the aiming isn't perfect in this game. And so I gave her the sniper rifle. And so, of course, because I didn't have it, she got all the rifle ammo. And of course, I took all the shotgun ammo, and so we basically just lit up the weapons, and I had no issue with her taking too much ammo. And at least in this game, Shiva actually shoots at someone. I don't know why I didn't mention this in my review for Revelations, but your AI partner in Revelations is the most useless ally you'll ever see in a video game. I mean, it's just like, would you help me please? To hit them at all? Please? I got a knife. Do you want me to hit him with the knife? Please, just anything. Okay. Did that help? Buddy? Buddy? I mean, just the AI partner in Revelations is pathetically bad. They will not do anything to help you. And so, Resident Evil 5, it was kind of a breath of fresh air seeing Shiva actually shooting at the zombies. And like, if a zombie grabs you, she'll do a roundhouse kick and take him off. And actually, I think the AI partner in Resident Evil 5 is drastically underappreciated, because I had a great time with her. She covered my back, and I really appreciate it. But this is when we get into the problems of the game. The first big problem is that there are way too few inventory spaces. Okay? Now, Resident Evil 4, doing inventory management was a pain in the ass, but it was acceptable. It's like, okay, if I move this one here, and this one here, and then do a little creative managing down here, I could probably fit this weapon right here. You know, it was like that. Resident Evil 5, you get 9 slots, that's it. Now, a weapon only takes up 1 slot. But when you need health and ammo takes its own spot, health takes its own spot. You got 4 weapons, you need 4 spots for ammo. And so that leaves 2 spots for health. Okay, and there are times in this game you need more than 2 spots for health, plus mines, grenades take their own spots. It's really important. Now, it is playable, but the lack of inventory spots was just woefully bad. And then the other huge problem with this game, I cannot stress this enough, there were too many puzzles. Okay, now I know Resident Evil is known for its puzzles, okay? Ever since the first game, there are puzzles. All the way to the new 7 and 8 that's coming out. Puzzles, okay? Puzzles are a staple of the series. They're as synonymous with the series as a typewriter. But in Resident Evil 5, every freaking room is another puzzle. I mean, at least Resident Evil 4, it's like, okay, I'm walking, I'm enjoying seeing the signs. Oh, there's a puzzle. Gotta deal with the puzzle. Okay, I'm going to deal with the puzzle. It's kind of confusing, but I'm going to deal with the puzzle. Okay, deal with the puzzle. Okay, got past the puzzle, don't have to worry about another puzzle for a while. In Resident Evil 5, new room, puzzle, gotta solve it. Okay, we solved it. New room, puzzle, shit, gotta solve it. Okay, new room, puzzle, gotta solve it. Okay, you, I know you, bam, 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 cutscene plays, chase him into the other room, damn it, another puzzle! I mean, seriously, there were puzzles in every single freaking room! Resident Evil. Puzzles! Too many damn puzzles! I was so happy when this game ended, because it's like, I don't have to deal with another freaking puzzle! And then another thing that didn't help was the obsolete tank controls. I mean, okay, I understand I'm spoiled because of the 3rd generation Resident Evil games where you can actually move like a human being around and, you know, you're not controlling a tank. But, I mean, just it is annoying having to move with these tank-like controls. I guess they got a little bit better since Resident Evil 4, but by like 0.2%, it's the same controls basically. And the game got worse. Some enemies have these drastic jumps in difficulty. And plus there's no explanation on how to defeat them. So I died dozens of times during one boss fight. The only way I got through it was I sold everything I had to get a rocket launcher when I died for the 40th time, and then I just made sure that I hit him that one time with the rocket launcher, and that's like a one-hit kill type deal. And that was the only way I was able to get past that part, because I tried everything. I tried getting to eat all of the fire tanks, and it just did not work. And it kept getting worse. Enemies kept getting harder and harder, and eventually the game forced me to do that one thing that is a sin to me from a video game. I had to go online to find out what to do next. Game loses points in my mind when I am forced to go online to find out how to do what needs to be done to continue on, because the developers were not efficient enough to explain to a person how to move on next. So, not good, Capcom. But, yeah, so. And then the ending was a complete drag, because there were so many, like, medium-sized and full-sized bosses that have that huge increase in difficulty, and of course, ammo becomes more and more sparse. And when there's no ammo, you can't do anything. So you're basically just running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Alright? And, I mean, it's just like, either give me more ammo, let me know how to defeat a boss, or don't make them so damn difficult. But, you know, that's how they decided to end this game. Just a whole bunch of tough enemies giving you as little ammo as humanly possible. So, did I have fun with Resident Evil 5? Yes, I did. Is this worth $7 on the PlayStation Network or on Microsoft Marketplace? If you're into Resident Evil, yes. Is this worth hunting down a physical copy? No. Alright? Because as much as the good aspects are to this game, the bad aspects really weigh it down. Now, this is not my least favorite Resident Evil game. That title still stands with Revelations 1. But it's probably my like second or third least favorite, in tie with Resident Evil 4. So, I don't know. Guess I'll give it this. So, anyway, those have been my thoughts on Resident Evil 5. Be interested to know what you think down in the comments below. And my name's Chris with 11 Hour Reviews. This is all.